I'm ready.
All right.
Yo, Barack.
Thank you for everyone for being here. We are a bit late on schedule. Sorry for the lateness, technical difficulties with computers. You know, the adversary works to not let this work on schedule. Sorry for the lateness, technical difficulties with computers. You know, the adversary works to not let this work on schedule. Sorry for the lateness, technical difficulties with computers. You know, the adversary works to not let this work on schedule. Sorry for the lateness. Yes, there's something wrong. Can you hear me?
Con, I can hear you, Lord. You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. So tonight's class, all right, is about being real. Do you want to say something, Taj, before we start? You know,
I just want to say Shalawam to everyone. I love my people, man. I love y'all, man. Let's get to this kingdom. You know what I mean? Let's try to make it. Keep striving. Always keep striving.
So tonight's class is about being real, being authentic as much as possible, right? But the thing is, there are impediments to that. There are impediments to us being ourselves and being authentic around our people. A lot of us that didn't grow up in this truth, we've been in the world and we've been putting on disguises. We've been putting on masks. And many of us learn from the truth, from family members, from elders, from people in the truth that started out learning what the Bible is about, the truth of the Bible. And if we learn this truth, we could agree that we were handpicked. It's not some happenstance, or it's because the Most High allowed us to see it, right? Because we were at a point in our lives where we were in a dark place, most likely, or we were born in this truth, right? But the enemy that we see outside ourselves, or the people that we perceive as the enemy, yeah, they are the enemy. We got other nations that are after us, that look to destroy us, right? But the greatest enemy is the one that we can't see.
Con.
And many of us think that it's an enemy that we could combat on our own. But even in the book of Genesis, the Most High Father told us a man should not be alone. When he says man, it's everybody of our nation. Can't be alone. Because this enemy is within ourselves. He's going to convince you of everything you want to hear to do what is wrong and what is against the laws and what Yahushua showed us how to be. Right? Let's go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 11. Chapter verse 13.
Genesis chapter 1, Lord?
Yeah, Genesis chapter 1, verse 11 to 13.
Come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 11. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth, and it was so.
And it was so. So from the moment that Most High created the earth, one of the first things he did was create grass. We all love to lay on grass. And herbs, what do? They cleanse us. They help us to stay healthy. We even have flowers and herbs that grow in the ghettos that don't grow around other nations. And there's a reason for that. Keep going.
Verse 12. And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after his kind, and a tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good.
And God saw that it was good. Right? Keep going.
Verse 13. In the evening and the morning were the third day.
It was the third day. 3 days Most High created those things, right? On the third day. But we, according to Ezekiel 31:8, we are trees. We are technically trees, right? Walking trees, but trees nonetheless. So we yield seed. But if our minds, right, and the enemy within convince us that we could do whatever we want, that good seed that was good in the beginning becomes perverted, right? But perverted by what? I'm going to tell you who this enemy is. Yes, Satan is the enemy, right? Other nations are the enemy, but there's another enemy that people don't see. And this enemy is so crafty, it hides within itself. Give me Genesis 4:4. Verse 8.
This book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 4. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Mm-hmm.
And unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
Mm-hmm.
If thou doest well, thou shalt not be accepted. And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
See? So unto thee shall be his desire. Who's this he? Shall be his desire. That means that there's an adversary you don't see that come into your mind and cause Cain to do what? Verse 8, Lord.
Verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
And slew him. He killed him because of something happened between them, right? There was a disagreement. He couldn't accept that his offering was not as good as his brother. So he said to himself, my brother did this to me. My brother did this to me, but he didn't tell you to bring that. You brought that in front of the Most High. And that anger brought you into a state of mind where you had to kill your brother. And that's, in this instance, he did it before even he did it physically. He did it mentally. He already killed him in his mind a little bit before. And then he did it concretely afterwards, right? Now, I'm going to show a video of certain, psychologists who explains what the ego is. That's the adversary I'm talking about, the ego, right? Can you load up the video, Lord, Barak? One second, everyone. Let's see. Barak, you there?
Well, until the Lord come back,
Yeah.
we might have to just keep going.
Yeah, we'll have to keep going. So these psychologists, we'll load up the video when the brother's back. He's under the weather right now, so forgive us for that. But the ego, right, what it does is it enters your mind and it disguises its thoughts as your thoughts. It makes you think that you're it and he is you. It makes you think that, oh, he did that to me. He hurt me. He crossed ego boundaries. He crossed a boundary that is mine. Is my domain. Of course, Cain, your domain is to grow, crops and stuff like that. But I wasn't the one that brought that offering before the Lord. You did that. But the lack of taking responsibility is what the ego is. It'll make you believe that, it's not your fault, man. It's somebody else's fault. And this country is built on that. It's built on that premise. It has to be somebody else's fault. We people out here that taking Xanax, antidepressants, SS, those antidepressant drugs, right? To say that, it's something else that causes this, instead of taking accountability, right? You got something to bring out, Todd?
No, not right now, Lord. Oh, the video started.
Yeah.
The ego is the worst confidence trickster we could ever imagine, because you don't see it.
Fair use. Fair use. It's fair use. Fair use only.
And the single biggest con is I am you.
The problem is that the ego hides in the last place, if you'd ever look, within itself.
It disguises its thoughts as your thoughts, its feelings as your feelings. You think it's you.
People's need to protect their own egos knows no bounds. They will lie, cheat, steal, kill, do whatever it takes to maintain what we call ego boundaries.
People have no clue that they're in prison. They don't know that there is an ego. They don't know the distinction.
At first, it's difficult for the mind to accept that there's something beyond itself, that there's something of greater value and greater capacity for discerning truth than itself.
In religion, the ego manifests as the devil. And of course, no one realizes how smart the ego is, because it created the devil so you could blame someone else.
See that? So we have to put things in perspective here. Sure, there's an enemy. We have enemies everywhere. But also the Most High said that he will make the enemy to be at peace with thee. So we have the power to subdue outside enemies, just like Solomon did. But we'll allow our own ego to paint things and color things in a certain way. There's even books like the 33 Strategies of War. It says, or the book of Sun Tzu, Art of War. It says, if you master yourself, and you know yourself, right? In 1,000 battles, you could never be defeated. Because you mastered yourself, you mastered your own ego. But you need help for that. You need brothers, you need the Most High, you need Yahushua, who showed us how to walk, how to maneuver. Right? Let me see. Can you read Psalms 10, Lord?
Psalms 10?
Yeah, Psalms 10 and verse 1.
Verse 1?
Yeah, verse 1 to verse 4 to start.
Fine. The book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Why standest thou afar off, O Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble?
Mm-hmm.
The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor.
Mm-hmm.
Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined.
See that? That they have imagined. That means that the person that imagined wickedness against their own brother is going to come upon them. But that's the ego doing that. Keep going.
For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts.
God is not in all his thoughts. He doesn't put himself in that hierarchy. He thinks he's above the law, separate from that, and that's the ego convincing them of that. And it allows him to say, "Oh, nothing happened today. I could keep going." But just because nothing happened that day doesn't mean that recompense is not coming. Keep going.
Verse 5. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight.
Mm-hmm.
As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them.
See? He opened his chest like he's Superman. Dude don't give a damn. Like, he don't care. Like, he won't say what he wants to say. Keep going.
He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity.
In adversity. That means that nobody's going to come against me. That's the ego talking. That's ego, man. Keep going.
His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
Vanity. Keep going.
He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor.
Privily set against the poor. I mean, we have people out here of our own people. Man, I want to, do harm to that man. I want to eviscerate this one. I want to steal from this man. But those shoes or whatever you want that you covet after, you could get it. Most I'll give it to you. Just like David, he looked for another man's wife. He said, Most High said, you would have asked me for that, I would have gave it to you. Well, in that particular moment, when he saw that woman, the ego took over. And like Ashar says, what does ego stand for? The acronym. Exiting God out of yourself. You push the whole, your godhood, your small g, godhood out of yourself because you desire something that's not yours to take. You kill yourself slowly by desiring something that's not yours.
Come on, Lord.
Keep going.
Verse 8. He sitteth. Did I read verse 7? I'll read verse 7. Verse 7.
Go ahead.
His mouth is full of cursing, deceit, and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor.
Verse
9.
Against the poor. So also, if you was around brothers say, yo, man, I ain't got no money to buy a new pair of sneakers, man. I would like to get a pair of sneakers. You think brothers are not going to give you money or go out there and pull money together and buy you a pair of sneakers? But you have to be on some tip. Like, yo, I'm going to steal them Jordans, man. You want to just be honest with your family or your brothers in this truth. Because you could fool people in the world. You could fool people in your entourage, even your family at times. But you can't fool people that's in the scriptures that know you, that know the adversary, this ego. They know it, man. Intimately, because they had to fight that same battle you're doing right now. You think they didn't meet that enemy? They met him. Go ahead, verse 9.
It's a lot. But also, like, when you're dealing with ego and pride, right? And like how you said, like, your brothers know you. So one, the pride, having a pride in your heart, right? That's sinful. And then you lying to your brothers because you're not keeping it real with them. So now you breaking another law. Then on top of that, you probably gonna have to, now you gonna go rob a brother. You know what I mean? That's another law broke. It's
Then
just
you
a vicious
lie,
cycle.
and then you lie about the robbery.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yo, did you steal my Jordans, brother? No, I didn't. And that ego becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. It becomes a beast. And it's inside you living like a parasite.
Hey, yo, Lord, man, I had a bottle of Don Julio sitting on the dresser, man. You seen it? Oh, nah, bro. And the whole time he got the bottle in his hand.
Or in his bag. Or he just chugged it and he threw it out the window. That's what ego boundaries are. You know what I'm saying? Verse 9.
Verse 9. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net.
He drawing him into his net. Can you imagine? You not only did you set a trap, but you waited. That's premeditated murder.
Come on. Keep reading, Lord. Keep reading.
Premeditated murder. What? People will have you believe, nah. That man did me wrong back in the day, and I gotta get mine. No, again. That's your ego talking. That's your ego talking. That's what it is. Now I'm gonna show you another instance. This is 1 Kings, right? Chapter 13, verse 1. Get there?
1 Kings?
Chapter 13, verse 1.
Come out of one. This book of 1 Kings, chapter 13, verse 1. And behold, there came a man of God out of Judah by the word of the Lord unto Bethel. And Jeroboam stood by the altar to burn incense. And he cried against the altar in the word of the Lord, and said, O altar, altar, thus saith the Lord, behold, a child shall be born unto the house of David, Josiah by name, and upon thee shall he offer the priests of the high places that burn incense upon thee, and men's bones shall be burnt upon thee.
Keep going.
And he gave a sign
the
same day.
Go ahead.
And he gave a sign the same day, saying, this is the sign which the Lord hath spoken. Behold, the altar shall be rent, and the ashes that are upon it shall be poured out.
Because Jeroboam, he was dealing with idolatry. He was doing bad stuff. And basically, the men of Judah came under the orders of the Most High to tell him, bro, you're about to lose your king. You're about to lose your kingship, man. You're about to lose your title because you went off. Josiah's coming, and you're going to be, and the sign of that I'm telling the truth, is like the altar is going to split in half. Keep going.
And it came to pass, when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the men of God, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, lay hold on him. And his hand which he put forth against him dried up, so that he could not pull it in again to him.
See that? So Jeroboam was trying to put hands on that man, or give orders to put hands on that man. His ego came up. Like, nah, you ain't gonna take my kingdom. You ain't gonna take my kingship. Nah. His hand with it. The moment he lifted his hand against that man of Judah, because his ego couldn't handle that he was about to lose his kingship. Go ahead.
The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar according to the sign which the man of God have given to the word of the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And the king answered and said unto the man of God, entreat now the face of the Lord thy God, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored me again. So let me reread that, Lord.
Come.
Entreat now the face of the Lord thy God, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored me again.
Yeah.
And the man of God besought the Lord, and the king's hand was restored him again. And became as it was before.
So you see that? In that moment, Jeroboam recognized that his ego was wrong. He asked to be that man for the Lord to give back his hand. So in that moment, he killed his ego and said, yo, I gotta kill this right now. Ask that man in sincerity, please, ask the Most High to give me my hand back. And he got his hand back. Keep going. Verse 7.
And the king said unto the man of God, come home with me and refresh thyself, and I will give thee a reward.
Mm-hmm.
And the man of God said unto the king, if thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go in with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place.
Mm-hmm.
For so was it charged me by the word of the Lord, saying, eat no bread, nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way that thou camest.
Keep going.
So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel.
Mm-hmm.
Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him all the works that the man of God had done that day in Bethel, the words which he had spoken unto the king. Them they told also to their father. And their father said unto them, what way went he? For his sons had seen what way the man of God went, which came from Judah. And he said unto his sons, saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon, and went after the man of God, and found him sitting under an oak. And he said unto him, art thou the man of God that camest from Judah? And he said, I am.
Right? Hold right there. Hold that right there. Hold that, right? And now go to Matthew 16 and 24.
Kind Lord. The book of Matthew.
Chapter 16, verse 21. Start at 21.
16?
Yes, 16 and 21. Start at 21.
Kind Lord. It's book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 21. From that time forth began Jesus to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day.
Keep going.
Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord. This shall not be unto thee.
So Peter is saying, yo, this is not going to go down. He don't want the other shot to go and do the work.
He basically telling him, yo, bro, you bugging. What you talking about?
Right? Watch what Yahweh Shai say. Go ahead.
Verse 23. But he turned and said unto Peter, get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me. For thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men.
See that? He's saying, yo, get that idea out your head, brother. Kill that right now. We're not here for our own ego. We're out here to do the work, right? Keep going.
Then said Jesus unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me.
See that? Let him deny himself. That means that, yo, kill that ego, bro. Kill it. Kill it and do the work. And follow Yahushua, right? I know sometimes we all fall short. I'm not saying you could be perfect, but try your best to kill that ego, right? Because David, when it was the full moon, he got there, even though Saul wanted to kill him, he found a way to sneak and be in front of the Lord. Because it was the new moon. There was no light in the sky. You have to put yourself in a state of mind where this is not United States 2001 or when lamps was in the street. We're talking about in the midst of out there, man. There was out there. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that they had for light was fire, the moon, and stars. Now, it's a new moon. And David said, nah, I can't dodge being there on the new moon. I got to be there. Regardless of if I'm going to get killed, I got to be there. Got something to say, Lord?
No, I was just thinking about that pride, Lord. Like, I mean, you really got to put that pride aside. That's basically what you're saying. You got to put that pride aside.
Put that pride aside and tell the truth. Because it's through telling the truth that you're going to see, because your brothers could see the enemy within you from the outside looking in. You can't see it yourself because you're looking at yourself. And the best place for the enemy to hide is the last place you would ever look, within yourself. That's facts. Like, yo, the ego is gonna find a way. You're gonna be like, nah, okay, we can't go that way. We can't go that way. You're gonna find another way to get in.
Fine.
The mind is a battlefield. We had a state of mind, in a place of Israel, in a state of affairs where we have to be on the tip where Yahushua was on, yo, anybody says something that has to do with ego or not doing the work, slay that. Cut that down. Cut it out. Boom. Kill it. Nah. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Luke 9:23.
Book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 23. And he said unto them all, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily. Follow me.
Yo, daily. I mean, yo, you wake up in the morning, there's going to be thoughts in your head that's going to come in. You have to cut it. Little things. Even me, man, like, we all have crosses to bear. We like, yo, we even make fun of each other because we know each other's crosses, right? That's not personal. It's just to remind you, yo, kill that ego, laugh at it. Because
and it's also to let you know, like, yo, bro, I understand what you're going through. I'm here with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta feel ashamed of what you're going through.
Because I'm new to this truth. I'm 5 years old. 5 years old. I'm saying, and it's like we trying to protect ego boundaries, try to protect. Yo, is that a point? You know, me and Taz, yo, we have the same element. We laugh at it, man. We laugh at it. It's like, yo, except, you know, some of us are deeper into it than others. But if Taz, yo, wants my help, we need to talk. Bang, bang, yo, I need to talk to you, Lord. I bet. I got you. What time you free? Bang, bang, bang. We talk about it. And by him telling him his ailments, I can help him slay that ego, slay that enemy.
Fine. Like they say at the I guess the Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholic Anonymous, right?
Yeah.
The first step in recovery is admitting you got a problem.
Yo, they got it down to a science. But Lord behold, the scriptures was there and it told you what to do. They told you what to do. Go back to 1 Kings 13, verse 11 and 12.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 13, verse 11.
Yeah.
And there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel. And his sons came and told him all the works that the man of God had done that day in Bethel, the words which he had spoken unto the king.
Mm-hmm.
Them they told also to their father.
Oh, Salah. Go to verse 23.
Verse 23.
Yeah.
And it came to pass, after he had eaten bread, and after he had drunk, that he had saddled for him the ass, to wit, for the prophet whom he had brought back. And when he had gone, a lion met him by the way and slew him, and his carcass was cast by the way, and the ass stood by it. The lion also stood by the carcass.
Now, to give context, because I don't want to read the whole thing, but to give context, why he was slain is because the Most High told him, do not eat bread or drink water when you go there. You go in one direction and you don't stop. You bring the news and then you leave. Don't go back. If you go back, you're going back for ego. You're going back for recognition, just like Naaman, just like the centurion that came to see Elisha, right? And he needed to remove leprosy from his body. What did Elisha do? He said, "Yo, go take a bath in the Jordan, man." That man was pissed. He's like, "Yo, I came all the way here to do this, to pray, to do whatever it needs to be done to remove this ailment, and all I have to do is." And his I would say squire. That centurion squire said, "Just do it, man. You came all this way. Just do it." He did it, right? And he was so surprised. He wanted to give Elisha a tribute, money. And Elisha said, "Nah, I'm not taking that. That's the Lord's glory, not mine." And just like Yahushua, what did he say when he was curing people? Go to the temple and give alms. It's not mine. Yahushua was on the tip. It's not mine to take. Go to the temple and give alms. But the squire, or shall we say the armor bearer of that centurion, went back and got the things Salah. The student under Elisha went and grabbed the stuff from the centurion. He grabbed the reward. And what happened to that man? He got leprosy. When he came back to Elisha, he got leprosy. Because he wanted to be, his ego went after that reward. So what happened? He got the punishment that went with it. It's not for you to have. Kill that ego. You read Nehemiah 9 and 1.
Okay. The book of Nehemiah, chapter 9, verse 1. Now in the 24th day of this month, the children of Israel were assembled with fasting and with sackcloths and earth upon them. And the seed of Israel separated themselves from all strangers and stood and confessed their sins and the iniquities of their fathers.
And the iniquities of their fathers. So there was basically cleansing themselves of this ego. They were killing ego boundaries and getting help and becoming a better nation by confessing their sins one to another, by killing the enemy within. That's how you do it. Go to verse 21.
Verse 21. Yea, 40 years didst thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lacked nothing. Their clothes waxed not old, and their feet swelled not.
Yo, their feet swelled not. Come on, man. We ain't got no Jordans back then. We ain't got no Tim boots. We was out there with sandals, man. If you was lucky. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
All right. Moreover, thou gavest them kingdoms and nations, and didst divide them into corners. So they possessed the land of Sihon, and the land of the king of Heshbon.
in
the land of Og, king of Bashan.
Keep going.
Bashan. Their children also multipliedest thou as the stars of heaven, and broughtest them into the land concerning which thou hadst promised to their fathers, that they should go in to possess it.
Keep going.
So the children went in and possessed the land, and thou subduedest before them the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, and gave them into their hands with their kings and the people of the land, that they might do with them as they would.
They would. See that? So the children went into the land that they might subdue them. So Most High gave the Canaanites into our hands. Go ahead.
And they took strong cities and a fat land, and possessed houses full of all goods, wells digged, vineyards and olive yards, and fruit trees in abundance. So they did eat and were filled, and became fat, and delighted themselves in thy great goodness.
Thy great goodness. I mean, yo, we was eating, eating plump. Our joints didn't hurt. We ain't got no arthritis. Our hair was growing. Fingernails clean, crispy. Man, we didn't even need, we barely needed an outline. Brothers was looking good out here. You know what I'm saying? Our clothes was not waxing old, man. That says a lot. Verse 26.
Verse 26. Nevertheless, they were disobedient and rebelled against thee, and cast thy law behind their backs.
See that? Nevertheless, as always, the enemy from within convinces us, oh, we don't need the Lord Most High no more. We don't need the Most High no more. We Gucci. We got all this food. We got all these wells digged, this vineyard, this olive yard, these fruit trees in abundance. We don't need the Most High. That idea crept into our minds. And next thing you know, Most High's like, what? Word? Got you. Keep going.
And cast thy law behind their backs, and slew thy prophets, which testified against them to turn to thee. And they wrought great provocations.
See that? So, as a people, we was killing prophets that were telling you, you going off. You going off. These are men that had no ego. It's like, yo, you going off. Stop that, brother. And they killed those men that testified against them. And they brought what? Great provocation from who? From the Lord. When we were supposed to provoke each other to do good. But to do good, you have to kill the ego. Verse 27.
Verse 27. Therefore, thou deliverest them into the land, into the hand of their enemies, who vexed them. And in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and according to thy manifold mercies, thou gavest them saviors, who saved them out of the hand of their enemies.
Of their enemies. How many times we gotta be beaten down, man? That's why we could eat, but don't eat filling the ego. Fill yourself with sustenance. Keep going.
But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee.
See that? Your Most High gave us rest. We look at the book of Judges. He said, I got you. One after the other. Deborah, Gideon, one after the other. They came. And they saved us. And their ego crept in again, boy. It's like, yo, nah, you don't need that, man. We're good. We got food. We don't need to keep the law. Nah. And that idea keep creeping in your mind. You allow it to come in. Go ahead.
But after they had rest, they did evil again before thee. Therefore, blessest thou them in the hand of their enemies, so that they had the dominion over them, Yet when they returned and cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven, and many times didst thou deliver them according to thy mercies.
According to thy mercies. Now, scriptures say Most High is going to have mercy on who he's going to have mercy on. So according to thy mercies, there are people in there at that particular time that did not make it. That didn't make it. Can you hear me, Lord?
I hear you, Lord.
Okay. So, like I said, the mind is a battlefield. And we must separate thoughts like that of evil or ego and be able to discern the ego in your mind and sieve it out through a sieve. Right? Yo, nah, you're like, right? Give me Amos 9:9.
Come on.
You have to sieve through those thoughts, sieve through those feelings and attitudes. Be like, yeah, I hear you, Lord. I dig it.
This book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
For lo, I will command and I will sift.
Verse 8, Salah.
Salah?
Yeah, verse 8. Verse 8.
Come. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
Go ahead.
In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
As in the days of old. See that? So your thoughts are the starting point with the Most High and Yahweh Mashiach. We can live a life, but if you sin, you're sinning from the top of your crown, man. That's the first thought that comes to your mind, to sin. But technically, it's your ego that's planting these ideas into your mind. Because we pollinate like bees. We pollinate everything that we touch. Like, can you give me Ecclesiastes 11:3?
In the
Ecclesiasticus. So.
All right. Where's my apocrypha?
Or I could read it if you want.
No, it's a lot, bro. I just had my apocrypha in my head before I moved the baby. Here you go. It's a lot, Lord. I know I had it.
Yo, do you, Lord?
You said Ecclesiasticus what?
11:3.
Come out of one. Book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 3. The bee is little among such as fly, but her fruit is the chief of sweet things.
That was an analogy that the Most High was making a comparison. The bee, what does it do? It goes from flower to flower, it takes pollen, and it pollinates another flower, and so on and so forth. We are not GMOs, man. Esau is GMO. He's genetically modified. From the moment he came out the womb, he was weird. Nah, this is not. This is abnormal, right? But this scripture is telling you we as a people, we pollinate, man. We make the sweetest fruit towards them for the Most High. What does the Deuteronomy 7 and 6 on down say? He did not choose us because we were the greatest of nations. He chose us because we were the smallest one, like the fly. Like the fly. So if we are bees, we should be working and toiling to make sweet fruit for the Lord. Not some fruit that is, or a tree that does not produce fruit at all. Can you imagine if there was no bees in the world? There would be no fruit.
No honey.
No honey. Man, I don't know about y'all, but I love me some honey, boy. I love me honey on some pancakes, on some French toast, in my tea. Yo, come on, man. I need the honey, man. I can't. It's even one of the few elements in the Apocrypha. The Most High tells you that if you have honey, gold, oil, flour, you have everything you need. But people want other things. It's okay. I'm not saying you can't have other things. I'm not saying you can't have other things. I'm saying don't let your ego drive you to those things. Don't let your ego tell you could take that from this person, do that, do anything by hook or by crook to get what you want through your ego. Because anywhere else, the ego works. You go into sports, NFL, bro, them dudes got egos. They got egos, bro. Yo, why you think some of these athletes, they get cortisone shots? In the Super Bowls, a lot of these athletes, they get hurt bad. But their ego will not allow them to stay on the sidelines and take care of their bodies. They have to go back in there. And that's how they think, oh, ego help me, boy. I'm going in. Their ego puts them back in the game. You look at Kobe Bryant, man, yo. That ego of his was huge. And it helped him become 5-time champion. Michael Jordan, 6-time champion. But that ego, when it comes to the scriptures in front of the Lord, it will not help you. It will not help you. And we're going to see how it's not going to help you. Give me Matthew chapter 13, verse 13 to 21. Matthew.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 13. Therefore, speak I to them in parables, because they see not, and hearing they hear not.
Hear not.
Neither do they understand.
Because they're in their ego. They in their own zone. They in their own mind. Go ahead.
And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Esaias, which saith, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive.
Not perceive. Go ahead.
For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing.
Dull of hearing. That's the same thing that was in Nehemiah. Keep going.
And their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I shall heal them. And blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. So verily I say unto you, that many prophets.
So verse 16 is saying that basically he created your eyes and ears in a way that you can't. Most High created your eyes and ears so that they cannot close unless you go to sleep willingly. I'm not talking about sleep in bed. That's normal function. I'm talking about sleep willingly. You walking around, you asleep, because he created your eyes to be open and see, and your ears are always open, whether you asleep or not. You hear the fire alarm, bang, yeah, you got to get up, bro. But lo and behold, we hear all types of things, and we're not circumspect. We don't say, man, that's not right. People say certain things. We're not saying, nah, that's not okay. But the most Yahushua is saying, Most High created those things for you to always be aware. Keep going, Lord. Verse 17.
Salak. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things that which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
Mm-hmm.
Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower.
The sower. Go ahead.
When anyone heareth the word of the kingdom, and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one, and catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
But he that received the seed into stony places, the same is he that heareth the word, and Anon with joy receiveth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yet hath he not root in himself, but dureth for a while.
Mm-hmm.
For when tribulation and persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he is offended.
By and by he is offended. Now, who is offended? Ego, man. Instead of killing that ego and casting it into the fire, you want to hold on to that to that entity. No, he's always been there for me. He's been there for me on the field. He's been there for me in school. He's been there for me in music class and dancing class. He's been there for me in chess class. He's been there for me playing video games. Nah. Yo, let that go. Let it go. Right? Now go to verse 28.
Verse 28. And he said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, will thou then that we go and gather them up?
So like start at verse 24. Start at verse 24 to 30.
Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way.
Mm-hmm.
But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field?
Mm-hmm.
From whence then have it tares? And he said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, will thou then go? Will thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay. Lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them.
Mm-hmm.
Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest will I say unto the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
See that? So, yes, Yahushua was talking about people that, come around and while you're in this truth, they'll be taking your energy. But also, we have thoughts in our minds that do the same thing. I do the same, and we're like, we neglect those thoughts. We don't confront them. They go in the dark spots in our minds, and the ego just grabs them up and says, "Yeah, I got him now. I got him surrounded." When if you was around brothers, tell them, "Yo, I'm going something." You tell them what's going on. Be honest. And in doing that, you kill the you kill not only the ego, but you get answers to your questions to avoid all those 7 spirits that were garnished from your mind from coming back. If they come back, they're gonna come back, but they're gonna come back in a different way, and that's fine. Yo, this is an endless fight. Yahushua said what? Those that make it to the end shall be saved. That means that, yo, you're going to have enemies outside yourself and inside yourself. But you have to, Yahushua showed us how to navigate. Showed us how to move. Right? Give me 1 Peter 5 and 8.
Come out of one. It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant. Your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Mm-hmm.
Will thou resist, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
See that? Go to verse 5. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility. For God resisteth the proud, and giveth grace to the humble.
To the humble. Go ahead.
Humble yourselves. Humble yourselves. Therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time.
Due time. The ego will rush you, man. The ego will rush you. And that's why I think, brother, sometimes you be working on something and you're like, it's so long, and you're like, damn, like, and you, the adversary put impediments in front of you. And not knowing, you're like, man, yo, let's get this done. But brothers are being the truth, you're like, nah, we got to do this the correct way, in decency and in order. Don't let your ego push you to go through certain things faster than it should appear. It's not on us. Most I'll be like, I like what you're doing, Taziyo. I like what you're doing, Yadagabah. I like what you're doing, Jonathan. But it's on my time. I know what to unleash, what you're trying to do. I'm going to unleash it in due time. But you got to be patient. But the ego is going to convince you, nah, we could get this done. We don't need, nah. You have to be like, listen, man. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing the same affliction are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. We got family members, brethren that went through this before us. And they had good results. So why not trust their judgment? They made it this far. He made it this far. Why not trust him? Now, give me Matthew 5.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him. And he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled.
More filled than bread. Go ahead.
Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. They shall see Yahweh.
See that? Don't you want to see the Most High? Yo, put one in the chat if you want to see the Most High. I want to see the Most. Yo, I want to see the Most High. I want to be like, yo, Daddy coming. Yo, the Father coming. You're about to body everyone. Yo, that's Yahushua, man. That's the king right there. Yo, he coming for these Jones. Yo, he coming, boy. And we like, yo, that's that. Yo, I've been waiting for a minute, boy. I've been patient. I've been patient for the due time. I be wanting to be on this, man. And after that, the most Yahushua look at you, and he's like high in stature, and he gives you a palm in your hand, and you're like, oh, this. Because let's be honest, man. Like, by the time many of us, Most High willing, see the kingdom, we're gonna be dirty on our clothes, right? Our clothes may be dirty, but our spirit should be as clean as possible. Our acts should reflect that. And when Most High sees you and he sees that you killed the ego multiple times, you went to battle multiple times. By the time you meet people out in the street who are still struggling with the same mentality of the ego, you're like, bro, like, I dealt with this before. Let me help you. Let me show you how it's done. Look at Yahushua, how he moved. He ain't moved for vanity or for glory. He moved on the tip like, yo, this is bigger than me, man. This is bigger than me, man. Because once you start to walk this walk and you read the scriptures and you truly trying to change your life, you come into the light, man. You come into the light of the script, under the lamp of the scriptures of the Most High. You come into the field of view of the Most High. You have a spotlight on you. If anybody's been out in a street in a certain city, and there's not many lights in that down a certain road, right? Maybe two lampposts. It makes a difference when you're in that light compared to when you're not. That's the same thing with the Most High Yahushua. They're like, yo, you're under that lamppost. Most High Yahushua look at you, yo, Father, I see him. I see Tazayor. I see Wonder Wonder. I see Sister Beverly. I see Sister Issacharite Princess. I see Sister Lucia Phillips. I see Jamie Fan. I see all these women.
Let me take some medicine before you go to bed.
I see all of y'all. But you cannot let your ego drive you out of that light by exiting God out. You can't do that. Once you do that, and you go back into that life and you allow the ego to dictate how you move, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So all this to say, I thank you for being here today and listening to my class. I know many of us are under the weather, but don't listen to that voice in your head. If you have an issue, call somebody. Call your entourage that's in the truth. And those that need you in that time of mourning, go see them. Trust you will gain something. You will learn things about people that passed away you never knew, whether good or bad. Whether good or bad. And it'll give you a whole other perspective of how good a person could be and how the ego could turn a person into a monster. And they become a monster without even knowing it. To them, they're doing everything right. But the scriptures tell us what? What seems right unto a man, the end thereof are the ways of death. But what leads you into that path is the ego that leads you into walking that way. So I'm asking everybody, before you get angry, if you get angry at yourself or for lacking or for slacking off, how can I say this? If you feel like you did something wrong, let failure hold that burden. Don't hold that burden yourself. Let failure hold that. That makes sense? Don't hold your failure and use that as fuel. Let failure hold that burden and move forward. And be like, I gotta move. I can't stay stuck on this. Let failure handle that. Yo, he's out there. You tell him failure, hold that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna keep moving forward, trying my best to be in the sight of the Lord, to be as as close to good as possible. Because nobody could be good. But be as
can I add to that, Lord?
Can.
Every day we wake up, it's a new chance for us to get right. You know, every day, because you know, when we sleep, we could sleep. Most I say, you know, don't wake him up. Just let him sleep. I'm just let him sleep from now on. So every day, the Most High give us another chance to get right, another chance for us to repent and try to make corrections of what we did the day before. So, like the brother said, keep moving forward, keep striving. Don't let the ego get to you. And the opposite of the ego is the doubt. Don't let that get to you neither.
Yo, it's a thin line, man. It's a very thin line. As you move forward, you keep pushing forward. That because everybody could walk a bridge, right? But that bridge you're walking on, straight into the gate, is wide is the way to destruction. That's a big bridge. But you want to kill the ego, you're like, yo, now I need to be cautious. Let me go that righteous path. It may be smaller in width, but if I take my time, when the Most High put me on, I'm going to be good. As long as I kill the ego every chance I get. That ego come up, kill it. Kill it. There might be sometimes you go off, but like, nah, you fighting, but you're not conscious of it. And that's why you need brothers and sisters to tell you, brother, you don't see what we're trying to tell you? Like, look at it from my point of view and just let everybody have what they have to say to explain it to you, and then just internalize it. For me, I'm gonna be honest. When brothers tell me certain things, they'll tell you, I'm gonna be quiet for a couple of days. I need to really internalize it, plant it in my spirit, and be like, yeah, the good bits, all the good bits they give me, I use that to kill the ego. And in that spot where the ego was, that was planted in my spirit, I put the righteousness that the brothers give me and plant that right there. Right there. That's all it is. But you have to realize it. You have to be so self-aware to be there in the mind to be like, yeah, I got it. I see you. I see you, brother. When you say I see you, brother, I'm talking about yourself. I see you. Stop. Take a minute. That's all I got, Lord. You got something to say?
Yeah, before I get into this Exodus 3rd chapter, I was just gonna say, don't be like Cain, man. You know, his ego, his pride. When the Most High came to ask him where his brother was at, you know what I'm saying? You know, am I his keeper?
I don't care.
Like, come on, man, don't be like that. Because you see what happened with Cain, you know what I mean? Everything in this Bible is the Lord gave us examples so we could not make the same mistakes these brothers made, so we could not make the same mistakes these sisters made. You know what I'm saying? We have to do better than the generation before us. And that's how we raise our kids. So that's how we also got to raise ourselves. You know what I mean? You always say, oh, I want my kids to be better than me, right? Well, you should want yourself to be better than what you were in the past. You should want yourself as a knowing Israelite, I should say, because we're Israelites. You know what I mean? Whether you're in the world or out the world, whether you know the truth or you don't, you're still an Israelite at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So, I mean, whether you're a knowing Israelite, so you should want yourself to be better than what you were in the world. Get what I'm saying? So knowing that, you should say, you know what, let me put away all these things that I had in my mind. I thought I was the best rapper. I thought I was the best basketball player, the best. I thought I was the hardest in the streets. Whatever. It don't matter. All that's yesterday. Today is a new day for you to get right with the Most High.
And keep in mind, I love my earthly father because he told me one thing. He said, no matter how high you get in life, because I see what you said, this guy. You said, when you do a lot, you get prideful. And when you don't get enough, you get slothful. And my father, my earthly father, he said, the more you rise in this life, the more humble you could be. Because as you go up that mountain, right, the air gets thinner and thinner. And you might not make it back down. If you fall off that mountain, of that high spot, you might not survive. You need the Most High to be able to have a sure footing while you're going up, you moving up in this world. Because there are people in this world, they don't have a lot, but they are happier than other people that have millions of dollars because they are driven by their ego. At one point, that ego becomes so big that, okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. There's a documentary. I need to find it. People that want to know about it, I'll tell you about it. Just need to find it. Give me a few minutes after tonight. Can you still hear me?
Can.
Okay. The documentary, I believe it's called Wealth. This man, right? He was making so much money. That man, he went to buy a yacht, right? He had, in front of him, he had 3 yachts. And he asked his wife, which one you want? You know what his wife told him? His wife told him, I just want you to put the phone down and have dinner with me. Just put it down. He can't do it. There's too much money to be made. His ego is gone. Now, he can't even maintain a relationship with his wife. His wife is begging him to put the phone down so they can have dinner. And he said, I can't. I have to work. What do you think is driving this man? It's his ego. He can't let it go. You know, so, but with that, for me, I wish y'all a good night and a happy Sabbath. In the meantime, if I don't see y'all again, most high willing, I do. If not, wish y'all a good Sabbath. You got something else, Lord?
I was just going to ask you, do you still want me to bring out Exodus?
Bring that up. Yeah, bring that up.
You said 3 and 4?
Yeah, so I have 3 and 1 until 4.
Come, Lord. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 1. Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of God, even to Horeb. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, while the bush is not burnt.
See that? So what it's trying to say is, once you are suitable for the Most High to see, you're going to burn bright, man. People are going to see you from afar, just like Moses saw the burning bush. They're going to see you, brother. Just like when Moses came down the mountain, his countenance changed. People say, yo, look at Moses' face. What do you see up there? Yo, he transformed. Once you kill that ego, you're going to shine, man. You're going to shine brighter and brighter and brighter. Kill the ego. Once you do that, you will be seen. And once you're seen, you cannot be hid. You cannot be hid. You have to share this. You have to share this understanding. Because it just like that man, that man of Judah that was walking in one direction, you gotta walk in one direction. Don't go back for your ego. Don't do it. All right, that's all I got. With that, the water for being here tonight. The water to y'all for reading tonight. I know you battling too, man. You battling. You know what I'm saying?
On the ball, Lord. Lord, it's a fight every day. And just over this weekend, right? My little cousin passed, so we went to the day before his grandmother. You know what I mean, she was cussing, fighting, wanting to fight. You know what I mean? She want to fight me. She want to fight my kids. I'm looking at her and like she going like, and I could see the the evilness just like sitting on it. I'm like, hey. So everybody like coming to me like, yo, I'm like, yo, leave her alone, man. She going through something. Leave her alone. I promise you, she just going through something. And then once everybody was just like kind of like disassociated, because like everybody, oh, we should do this, we should do that. I'm like, nah, just leave her be. You know what I'm saying? Just leave her be. I guarantee you, the next day, she gonna wake up and she gonna apologize to everybody. But sometimes that's what you gotta do. When you see someone going like they not themselves and they trying to get violent, yo, leave them be. Because that's not them. That's really a spirit on them. I mean, pray for them, but leave them be, because you don't want to get that evil spirit on you. I mean, like I tell everybody all the time, negative energy brings more negative energy. You know what I mean? You got to be around people who got the same love for the Most High as you, or that you think got the same love for the Most High as you. You know? Because you don't really know if they love the Most High. You can only go by what you see. You know what I mean? Now, like the brother was saying, we go through some of the same things. So if I see the brother falling, I'll be like, yo, you know what I mean? I seen that. You know what I mean? He'll laugh, I'll laugh, and then we'll get back on track. You know what I mean? The brother see me going off, yo, bro, get back on your square, Lord. You know what I mean? It's about picking each other up. But at the same time, if I see a brother going off and I try to talk to him and he's still constantly still doing it, I'm gonna remove myself from that brother. Because I done already spoke to you about this on multiple occasions. And you still like, so now you showing me you want the world. You want to be in the world. Okay, let me exclude myself, because anybody who's not trying to do the work of my Father, we don't need to talk, honestly. Because if you love your father, the devil, that much, then you need to go be with your father. And we gonna try to get right with the Most High over here.
Good.
Because after a while, I mean, you can only love him so much, bro. I mean, what I mean by that, I don't want everybody to think like, yo, Ty's going off right now. But what I mean is, yo, if you my brother, I love you. I'm gonna try to keep you and help you get right all the time. But if you just constantly you lying about what you're doing, now you putting me in a situation, because I'm going to defend you because you my brother. But when the truth come out, now I'm be upset, because you done put me in a situation. Possibly I gotta miss time with my children, with my brothers. I can't go out with my brothers, you know what I mean, teaching the word. I gotta figure out something else now. You know what I mean? Because you done put me in a situation. I done put my life at risk, my other brother's life at risk. You know what I mean? Because you couldn't keep it real with yourself. You gotta keep it real with yourself and your brothers, man. Your brothers, your sisters, your nation. I mean, yeah. Keep striving, keep pushing, and keep pushing your brother. But at the same time, if that brothers don't want to get off that slippery slope, you gotta let that brother know, yo, bro, yo, you gotta go that way with that, man. And when you ready, when you ready, then come back around, Lord. Because we always gonna be here for you.
But
you know what I'm saying? We here for you.
You
but
can't
you gotta want to be here.
Yeah, can't be wishy-washy with this. Like, I will tell you this: your brothers have, like, people have no idea how we love each other, especially when you done harm to your brothers with your lying, and you put them in positions that are so bad. The only way that you're gonna make amends is by doing your best, being around brothers, working so hard that even the Most High is gonna be like, all right, I could erase that block. I could erase that block. You was not in your right mind. Now I see you moving different. You moving different. But if you like you said, Tal, you doing the same thing over and over, and you're like, brother, like 2 years ago you did this. Are you doing it again? Man, nah. You you need a break. Like me on a double shift with these things. Like you are 8 a.m. and by 8 p.m. you did it again. You put it all nighters doing the same thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Graveyard shift, you there, man. I'm doing it again. Yo,
Lord, I don't remember if I was 13 or 14 at the time, right? But I called myself, being in the world. I'm going to every class on Tuesday, Saturday, Friday. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm still doing worldly things. You know what I mean? Behind my parents' back. So, he's older than me, but he's not an elder. You know what I'm saying? But he's older than me. So to me, he's my elder. You know what I'm saying, Lord? And the brother Kanai Shaw, right? He used to be like, yo, bro, you messing up. I'm telling you, you run around here with these gangbangers. I don't know if you selling drugs with them and all that, but you're looking like it. You know what I mean? Sneaking behind your dad back. You know what I mean? Yo, Most High gonna chastise you, bro. And he used to tell me this all the time. He's like, yeah, all right, Lord. I don't know what you're talking about, Lord. I don't know what you're talking about. Next thing I know, I'm in prison. Right? And before, I'm like, yo, bro, he said, yo, bro, that's judgment from the Most High. Because you knew what you was doing wrong. We tried to talk to you about it, and you kept doing it. That's called judgment from the Most High. So now you got to take your licks.
Take that L, man.
You know what I'm saying? Now you got to take your licks. And then when you ready, then you could come back, Lord.
Good.
You know what I mean? So, and it wasn't just Kanai Shaw. It was also the brothers Zabak. You know what I mean? The elders Zabak and Sean Nathaniel. So to all three of you brothers, I just want to say the water. You know what I mean? Y'all helped me get back on track. Because I was falling off. I was going to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? I was doing things I shouldn't have.
Me too, Lord.
And the Most High chastised me for that.
Me too, Lord. Like,
you know what I mean?
For Hashar, Danya Allah from A.O.C, Sean Nathaniel, Yawakana, who else? Upon Ariyah, you know.
In the general too, man. I can't. Yeah.
Yo,
I ain't gonna lie. One day, I don't want to speak on it, but you know what I mean.
Yo,
like this, man.
Man, yo,
I ain't even think he could drive with no hands. Just put it like that. Yo.
And truth be told, people don't know the brothers that we around, man. Like they some beyond lovable brothers, man. But when they punch you in them ribs, man, you got to take them. And at times, I'm gonna be honest, I'd rather take punches in the rib in real life than them chastising me. But that proves that the ego don't want to hear that. That's why I tell people, sit down and take it, because that's how you kill it. That's how you kill it, man. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
If you hate people that do that for you, you hate yourself. That's facts.
Lord.
So with that, man, I'm not gonna hold y'all. The movie that I was talking about, it's on Prime Video. It's called Generation Wealth. Watch that movie. You'll see that man. He said he'll tell you the story. He said he wanted to buy a yacht for his wife, and his wife wanted him to put down the phone, but he can't because his ego needs to make that paper. All right. So with that, we'll thank the Most High for this class, for the opportunity to bring out this truth, this understanding, and for y'all for coming and listening to me talk and ramble on. I know that a lot of scriptures came out, but it was necessary. It was necessary to bring understanding. So I bid y'all good night, and most high willing, see you next week or during this weekend.
Come, Lord. I'm gonna read this last script, bro, and then we're gonna get out of here. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man.
The whole duty of man, the whole job. That's it, man. With that, the water, the Most High, Yahweh Shai, and all of you. Good night.
Water Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalawam, all men of Israel. Shalawam, all sisters of Israel, children of Israel. I mean, keep striving. I'm going to keep striving. The brothers going to keep striving. And we're going to keep pushing each other.
Good.
You know what I mean?
Good.
So,
if it needs a punch in the stomach, let it be so.
Good. If you know you're starting to fall off, if like you're starting to feel self-doubt, one, read your scriptures, ask Most High to help you. Two, call up a brother or a sister. Yo, I think I need some help. I think I need, because remember, Christ said, when two or more gather together in my name, there I am in the midst of them. So if you falling off, it's not wrong with calling a brother up. It's not wrong with calling a sister up. Yo, I need you. I need some help. Yo, come pray with me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, sis, come pray with me. Yo, bro, come pray with me.
Don't let that ego dissuade you from doing that.
Don't
let him. Because if you let him, he won. Don't let him. Don't. That, shalom.
Shalom. Hey, as a matter of fact, and when they call you, be a brother, be a sister, and hear them out. You know what I'm saying? Don't just, I ain't got time for it right now, bro. I can't answer the phone right. Yo, man, if you know you could talk to your brother, man. Yo, I'm at work, but if you give me like 5 minutes, I could step out and I could call you back. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, oh man, I can't even talk to this guy right now. I'm at work. You know what I mean? And then don't call your brother back or nothing. Because honestly, he might really be going through something. Next thing you know, you read about your brother on the news. You read about your sister on the news. You know what I'm saying? You read about your brother on social media. Nah, man. Be a brother. Be a sister. Look out for one another. I ain't saying you gotta be a parent to them. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got to work out their own salvation. Well, I'm just saying, be a brother, be a sister. If you see your brother falling off, say, yo, bro, I got you. Yo, sis, I got you. Yo, check it out. Yo, I don't know if you notice. I don't know if you notice. You know what I mean? But, yo, what you did was a little off. And they be like, yo, what you talking about, Lord? All right, well, I'm going to tell you what you did wrong, and then I'm going to show you in the scriptures what you did wrong. And that's how you do that. I'm going to give you my opinion, and then I'm going to show you the law of where you went off. Shalawam, Israel.
Shalom.
Are you still there, Lord?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh man, we still here then. We still here.
My computer froze. Because right now,
are we still on?
I think so, but I gotta call a brother right now.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, while you doing that, I'm gonna read these scripts until we go off. And I'm gonna read the book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1. Because I notice sometimes the youth, they get a little scared, you know what I mean, come with the scripts. So I just want to read this scripture to my younger brothers and sisters out there who's going through some things that might go through some things with the when they at school or around their friends at the park or anything, and they got their fringes on, and people asking questions, or they might be scared to wear their fringes. You know what I'm saying? The book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1. The Lord is the light. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Don't be scared of no one out here in this world, man. No one. The Lord is your salvation. The Lord is your strength. You know what I mean? Once you build your house upon that rock, you ain't got to be scared of nothing. Nothing and no one in this world. You know what I mean? You look them dead in their eyes. You tell them, man, I ain't scared of you. Who are you? You're no one to me. I'm an Israelite from 12 tribes. I know who I am. I ain't scared of y'all. See, the reason why they play us like we soft is because we don't have no spiritual guidance, because we lost our way from the Most High, because we don't keep His laws. But when you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and build a new light within you, and that light shows when you out there in the world. So don't be scared of no one. You know what I mean? It's like when you see somebody come home from jail. You know what I mean? They say, "Oh, you got the glow." Why? Because they've been working out, they've been eating 3 times a day, getting fresh air. And that's how it is when you get back in these scripts. You working out your mind, you getting fresh meals from these laws, statutes, and commandments, and from this word, and you starting to glow. I mean, keep glowing. Don't be afraid to let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let the world see it. And when they ask questions, don't be afraid to answer them questions. Say, you know what? Oh, why I got these fringes on? Let me tell you why. In the book of Numbers, chapter 15, and then that's how you start that conversation. Hey, bro. Hey, sister. Why you got your head covered? Well, you know, the Most High said, yeah. Hey, bro, man. Yo, we about to all dress up, put on wigs, and nah, man, I ain't into that. Why not? It's just fun. Yeah, well, in the laws of the Most High, He said that a man, in the book of Deuteronomy, He said that the man should not wear that pertain unto a woman. You know what I mean? That's how you gotta live these scriptures and tell them why you doing it. Like, oh, nah, I ain't into that. What you mean you ain't into that? Nah, well, because you know, the law of God, you know what I mean? I love God. I mean, Christ said, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? So, and that's another thing you can tell them, well, you love God? You love Christ? I mean, now you checking them on it. Do you love God? Do you love Christ? Of course they're going to be like, yeah, I love God. Yeah, I love Christ. All right, well, God said, if you love me, keep my commandments. It's a commandment that we wear fringes on our clothes. It's a commandment that we don't eat pork. That's why I don't eat pork. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yo, man, why you don't eat no shrimp? Nah, I ain't allergic to it. I'm letting you know it's against God. That's why I don't do it. With that, man, I can see I don't want to keep everybody up late. You know what I mean? My kids, they trying to go to sleep too. So, Shalawam, everyone. I love y'all. And the Most High bless and keep y'all. You know what I mean? Lord willing. If we don't see each other out here in the world one day, what I mean by out here, I ain't talking about like out in the world, but I mean like, you know what I mean, we don't see each other here, Lord willing. I mean, we see each other in the kingdom when Yahushua return. I mean, in the wilderness, something. Lord willing, we all make it. You know what I mean? We are part of the one. Lord willing, we are part of the 1/3. Lord willing, I mean, the brothers that do watch the show, and you know what I mean, they're part of the 144. You know what I mean? Lord willing. Lord willing. You know what I mean? I'm speaking for myself and everyone, because I would love to meet y'all brothers and sisters one day. In truth, that is. You know what I'm saying? So Shalawam, gotta go. But I love y'all, man. I really do. Keep striving.